Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I have a video for you today on a couple of sheaths that I've just completed for Angela down in Austin, Texas. She sent me her Smith & Sons Tataille, I think I'm saying that right, and her William Collins neck knife. And she basically designed these two sheaths and just asked me to put them together for her. So I was pretty excited to get the box. I opened it up and she had everything just laid out perfectly. She had it parsed out into Ziploc bags with like which attachments go with which knife. So it was super easy to work on this stuff. Yeah, I didn't even have to look at my notes because she basically laid it all out there for me. So that was really cool of her. All right, let's start with this guy, this William Collins. I don't know anything about William Collins knives, but you can see here that we've got a pretty unconventional blade shape, and we have a very aggressive hourglass contour on that handle. Forgive me guys, I got a cough right now, so my voice is all messed up more than usual. Alright, so because of that really aggressive hourglass shape here behind the initial swell of the handle scales, I was kind of forced to, you can see that I've left a little bit of a gap here on the side of the sheath next to the handle scale, because I have to make sure that the opening of the sheath is wide enough for that bulge to pass through. So because of that, you don't get all the time a really distinct click on the way back in. You can definitely feel the knife hit its bottom out in the sheath or whatever, but usually it's kind of that whispery click. It's not a true Kydex click. Regardless, you get really good retention. The knife's not going anywhere, no rattle, no play, and the draw is extremely smooth. I wouldn't quite call it ballistic most of the time, but it's close enough. So very good sheath here. All right, so what we have on these two sheaths, pretty much the same setup. Both of them are going to have an Exotac fire rod with the same shape holder. Both of them have that Suntoe clipper. It's removable and it's on a floated reinforcement plate. And both of them have a night eyes. I'm actually not sure what the actual model is of the flashlight, but they both have the same night eyes flashlight on there. And then the only difference is the Smith & Sons Tataille has this live fire tin as well. So these are a really great option for fire starting gear. You should go check these out. I'm not sure what the material is inside them, but you can actually light this while it's in there. You can adjust the flame with the lid. Pretty sure it stays lit for longer and does well even in poor conditions. Check out live fire. I haven't had a chance to use them, but I know they make good stuff. Secondary carry method, we have tech locks on here. Primary carry method, we've got these nylon loops with pull-the-dot snaps on them. So, all right, so now you've seen both sheaths set up in almost the same way. I'm just going to put this guy down and show you this one, give you kind of the rundown on each thing. It's going to be the same for each one. So first we got the pull-the-dot snaps Nylon Dangler. Pull-the-dot snaps are one-way fasteners. Ironically, these do not have a dot on them because I don't have the type of snap setter that actually puts the dot into them. But I always set them up so that you'll pull from the bottom to unlock them. So they have to be lifted up from the bottom and they have to be put back down from the top and kind of rolled top to bottom to get them to snap into place. You can't undo the snaps with any reasonable amount of pressure anyway from the top. So these are very, very secure on your belt. And the whole point of that is just to prevent the snaps from being accidentally opened. You can see I've got these reinforcement plates with the logo stamped into them on the dangler, and what that really does is it just keeps the dangler in this kind of fixed loop shape. It makes it a little more rigid, and it prevents it from bowing outward, so it actually kind of pinches your belt a little better and prevents it from having the ability to really freely travel around your belt in that, that position. So wherever you put it, it's going to have a tendency to stay. You also have the option with these, I don't know that I would do it or not, but you do have the option to run a Chicago screw through that drill hole there. There's an eyelet on each one of these plates, top and bottom, and you could actually put your belt through, and then I would go through the bottom one with a Chicago screw and tighten it down, so that would probably kind of lock your belt or your sheath roughly in place. I don't think it'd be able to move very well at all if you had that cinched down really tight. All right, the Exotac fire rod on here. You've got a nice smooth draw here. As you use the rod over time, obviously it's going to get small and become loose in the holders, so you're going to need this elastic shock cord, which I've attached there. You can actually flip the rod holder up like this, if you just kind of flip it 180 degrees vertically, and it would actually orient the rod across the face of the sheath like so. And these same 3 drill holes that you can see right here will be available through those same exact 3 holes. So you have it in the exact same position along the edge of the sheath, but reoriented to be carried on the face of the sheath like this. The tech lock currently set up as a horizontal carry. You can actually turn it obviously to carry it as a vertical carry, and you can, if you go through this drill hole, or sorry, this one and this one. Currently it's connected to these 2, but if you flip this one up to there, you would actually cant the sheath at roughly that angle right there. So you'd be able to carry it on your non-dominant side, canted upward for a really comfortable cross draw. And as far as the flashlight goes, you have a couple carry options with this. This is the way it sits most secure and natural, with the light facing to the rear. It'll kind of illuminate the area that you're in. But if you want to be able to see directly in front of you, you can just turn that light right around. It's not quite a symmetrical light, so the holder is not quite symmetrical. So if you have the light facing forward, it's slightly less secure, but it's still going to do the trick, and you can definitely shine something directly into the path in front of you, which is a really cool little feature. As far as the tin holder goes, this is a one-way draw, so I've kind of caved in these little fins here and cut a little finger groove to help you push the tin out a little bit further. At this point, it's very easy to just grab it and pull it out. So more or less a one-way draw. With enough pressure, you can push it through the bottom, but it would take a lot to do it, and yeah, there's just no point in it. So just like that, very, very easy to use. All right. As far as the retention on this one goes, you can see it's got a really smooth draw. I wouldn't call this quite ballistic either. This one has a very rounded handle scale profile, so getting that kind of snap pressure that you get on a lot of other knives was just not possible with this. However, I mean, you can see it just comes right off. So this is a really nice retention setup we've got going on here. All right, so this one is in Hexcam Wasteland Micro, and the William Collins is in Hexcam Echo 3 5D. Got Storm Gray for the accents, OD Green for the accents here, obviously a black tech lock, a Coyote Brown tech lock, and those are our 2 setups. So guys, if you have any experience with these 2 knives, I'd love your opinions down below. I don't know anything about them really. I've never owned or used either one of these brands, but I'd love to know more about them from those of you who have. So Angela especially, because these are your 2 knives, I'd love your opinions down below. And for anybody else out there with some experience, chime in, let me know anything you know about them, and love to get some conversations going. So if you guys like these knives, if you like these sheaths, hit that like button. If you like the channel, subscribe, comment down below. Let's get some conversations going about this gear, and I appreciate you tuning in. Stick around for the next one, guys. God bless.